into face tonight, ladies. I'm very excited. We do a little call. So everybody can pop on. We're streaming on multiple different platforms, which is so exciting. We have TikTok, we have our Facebook family, our Instagram family, we have YouTube, we have Nicole Beauty app, we have Nicole Beauty website from all over. It's really, really fascinating, to be quite frank, how we can do this. This is really interesting how we can connect. Cancun, that's a new, Gabby, that's exciting. We are coming in from international right away. Connecticut, Indiana, Canada. All right, so we're getting some, we're really going for it. We are all over the map tonight. Baltimore, New York, North Carolina, Delaware, Texas. Mary's from Jersey Shore. I bet you, I've heard it's very hot up north, and it's actually been really nice down here in South Florida. So I've heard a lot of people complaining up north about how hot it is. I hope it's not too hot. Use the code FLAWLESS for 15% off for 24 hours. I love offering you for spending your time with me on a Wednesday night to a little bit of a discount if you want to put things into your cart and save. Richmond, Virginia. No, it's Richland. Richland. Oh, I can see over here. This is great. It's slower. Dallas. Deb's from Pittsburgh. Oh, so it's a little bit slower here. This is great. Now I can see everybody. Helen from Venice, Florida. Love your techniques. Thank you, Helen. Lisa from Richmond, Virginia. We have Kathy from Oklahoma. Sally in Seattle. We have Sandra, Dallas. This is exciting. Oh, Leah's in Cancun on vacay. That's two people now in Cancun. I wonder if you're you might be together. Lynn, you received the creme brulee, another terrific product. Great. I will be showing you a little creme brulee tonight. My hair is so dirty. I'm getting it cut tomorrow. So you know how you always are like trying to do the schedule on how you wash it and making it last so you don't wash it right before you go to your stylist because they're going to wash it. So I did a video for you today. I was filming in my wild. I feel like I'm in a safari. This is my Carolina Herrera utility jacket. I love it. And I have been a little MIA for the last, I think it's been 2 weeks. It feels like forever, but I tell you why tomorrow on YouTube. So I have a new video going live, going up tomorrow, which is Thursday. So you'll find out what's been the issue. I'm going to use a little Orbe dry texturing spray. This is what I do when my hair is really dry. I mean, really dirty. I want to just make it stay out of my face. I really go to the roots and I just kind of texturize it and get it to stay back. I don't really want to put it back in a ponytail because it doesn't go in a ponytail. And it doesn't look right today. So I'm trying to salvage it. So bear with me. I also have been putting, where is it? I doused it with this oil. It's called Glaze Drops. And that's probably why it's extra not weighted down. Oh, here it is. These are Kerastase Glaze Drops. I bought them at the salon last time. Trying to smooth out my wild summer hair going into summer, I guess. It's worked, but it needs a lot of help. We need to cut it. So we are going to get started. It's basic face tonight, ladies. I'm trying to do videos where it builds upon each other. So you learn a lot of techniques, take some, leave some. I'm going to be showing you, I think I have 15 products mentioned, but that's because I'm going to be talking about them. Some might be right for you. You might already have something, or maybe something isn't. I wanted to just give you options. You don't have to use everything. I'm going to tell you how you can use everything. A little exciting announcement. I have my finished product for Fleur here. We've been talking about this. This is the new lipstick color that is this beautiful fuchsia that's coming out. So it has been shipped. So I do tell you on the video tomorrow that sign up on the wait list. It is on the website. You can sign up for the wait list because sometimes it'll hit the warehouses and then they just put it in stock and I don't even know about it. So you'll know first if that happens. This is such a beautiful color. If you don't want to go coral and you don't want to go red and you want to have a bright lip, this is just absolutely beautiful. I've been putting on my Instagram of wearing this. It's just gives you life. Like it just brightens up your face. And I'm very excited that this is almost here. I'm just really, because I like to, I like a bold lip. So I go from the Beach House, which is my coral, go to Fleur now. And then I have Confidence, which is the nice, beautiful berry red. Cannot go wrong with that if you want a statement lip. So I wanted to announce that because it's coming soon. We are on the home stretch with it. So what I want to do is, first, I'm going to just prep my skin quickly for you. I'm going to, I basically use just simple products. I'm not using a lot this summer when I'm prepping my skin. This is the Clarins toner that I bought recently at Ulta, hydrating toning lotion. I have the large size now. I was working off a little baby sample, and so I bought the large size. And I'm going to use my Shiseido cotton. This is what it looks like. And I just want to cleanse my skin. I haven't always been a toner kind of girl, but I love this toner. It really just feels great. It's for combo skin. It says that it's a hydrating toning lotion with aloe vera and saffron flower extracts. Oh, normal to dry skin. I feel like I still want to stay in the combo, but I do feel like I'm more getting drier, unfortunately. So this feels just ultra cooling. It doesn't strip my skin at all. I just really love it. So I've been putting it into my little routine this year. And then I have to use something very light because it is very hot and humid. Okay, so hold on. Let me take that out. Let's see if there's still an echo going. Okay, all right. So I took it off. I wanted to see the comments, so they go slower over there, but we're going to get an echo. We don't need that, so we just got rid of that. I'm going in with, and thank you for that feedback, because I don't know unless you tell me. Going in with the Clarins, this is a biphase serum, which I love. It says double hyaluronic acid serum. I think it's great because it's not oily, but it's not too light either. So I don't have a lot of weight. I just get really nice hydration. And I just bring it up right here. I don't go too close to my eyes, but it feels really nice and hydrating, but it doesn't compete with anything that I'm putting on my skin. As in, if I'm putting on concealer, BB cream, I like it because it's, I find that I've always struggled with, I always think about this in the morning where I'm like, I have a ton of moisturizers, but they're too heavy. So I'm always thinking, what could I use that's light enough? I was using that La Mer Milky Emulsion because it was light enough, but I found that this really works. This is perfect for me, just enough hydration. So we will take, when I go through each product, if we have questions, I'll stop and have you ask questions because I think that's the whole point for you to feel like if you have a question about concealer to the eye primer, whatever it is, we will answer those questions tonight. Feeling really nice. This is really important though, because if you don't set your skin up with hydration, with targeting whatever your issues are, and then you go to apply your color corrector, your concealer, your BB cream, tinted moisturizer, whatever you're using, it's not going to look right. Because if your skin's dry and it's flaking, or you're like, well, it's just a little dry here, but it's fine here, that whatever you're using is going to grab onto that skin and you're going to have patchiness, and then you're going to wonder why. So if you need to exfoliate, if you need to have a good skincare regimen, really think about that first, because it's not the makeup's issue, whatever makeup you're using. It's the skin, it's the foundation first. Your skin is the foundation. That is the canvas. We want to make sure that everything is nicely hydrated. It's not dry. It's not irritated. You're not over exfoliating, anything like that. Then let's just do a little eye cream. This is from Chantecaille. It is their Blanc Peony Eye Serum. It's for dark spots. So I say, absolutely, go right here. Again, I don't take my eye cream super close to the eye area. My eyes are sensitive. I have contacts in right now, but I'm always very particular about what I'm putting around my eyes, and I don't get crazy with it. I don't need that much. Just put it around just like this. And this is a really important step because if you are dehydrated and you need to really hydrate that under eye to get your concealer to look amazing, get your color corrector to look amazing, hydration is going to be the key. You have to figure out what's going to be best for you. Because you could say, oh, well, my eyes are still dehydrated after using a serum or a cream. Switch it up. Try another one. There is something, there's a product for everyone. You just have to really kind of, unfortunately, a lot of time it's trial and error because you could find something that you think is going to be amazing and it doesn't work for you. So I encourage you to try product, but don't try too many products at one time. As an esthetician, I can tell you, you can create your own skin sensitivity. Everybody says, oh, my skin's so sensitive. Yes, because you just use 5 different products on your face and they could be contraindicating themselves. They might have ingredients that are not working together. So your face isn't a science project. It's not about how many different products can you use. Oh, what's all the viral products? It gets very confusing. You just need to pare it down and think about, okay, what's the best for my skin to cleanse? What could I do that's going to be hydrating, but not too heavy, considering the weather, considering your lifestyle, etc. So that's something just to really consider. I like to keep it simple. I don't like to have a ton of product and do 50 steps on my skin. Now we have finished prepping the skin. Now it's all really nicely in. It's not, I don't have to wait a long time for this to go in. You can put on your SPF. I've been grabbing my La Mer one recently here. It's evening. We know that we put sunscreen on if we're going out and about, so we don't have to worry. If you are a busy woman, this is one of the things that you can do if you say, I just want to wake up and I want to look refreshed, but I don't want to do a lot of work. I would say the most important thing is the eyes really are what people look at, your eyes and your lips. I would say to start off with an eye primer, which we've talked about a lot in these different series. I know a lot of new people join, so they might not know about the eye primer. It is my first step because you're going to see this pigmentation, which is natural as we age. I have pigmentation on my eyes here. And I would like to brighten that up. I don't want to look like that in the morning. I don't want to leave the house. And a lot of the times, especially this past week, I really haven't had a lot of time to put on makeup and leave, but I still want to look presentable. So I'm just taking a concealer brush and I'm going into the eye primer. Now this is a creamy product. It is lightweight. You don't want to put on too much. You just need a nice veil. So I go from the base of the lash, I go all the way up to my brow bone. And it's really funny. I don't know if it's because I'm getting more pigment on my eyes lately, but when I do my tutorials, I've just always gone in the middle like this, but it's so apparent now that it's like pigmented, nice and neutral, pigmented. I'm thinking, I gotta go back and look at some of my videos. Has it always been like that, or is it just getting a little bit darker now? So I go into this inner corner, as you can see. This is a hot spot for a lot of us mature women where we get that blues and the shadow from our nose. So I'm going into that inner corner. I'm coming up to the brow bone and I'm coming out. So it's a nice, beautiful, nice thin. You put too much on with anything, it is going to be too much. You don't need a lot. You can go back over, make sure that you're pressing it into your eye area just like this. And then you have, look, it's just really amazing to me how I can get such a beautiful, brighter eye. It's one step, it's one product. It's really not a lot to do. You go from the base of the lash and you go right up. And, this basically looks like I'm just erasing my pigmentation, which is really what I want to do. I want to erase it. And I want to have this bright, beautiful eye. Now, a lot of the ladies have been telling me that they can get away with not putting on anything and go about their day and it doesn't crease. For me, it does. So I have to put a Nikita Banana over. So I set it because this is an eyeshadow primer. It is waiting for you to put on the eyeshadow. So I personally, from my experience, some of the ladies can get away with it. That's amazing, but I can't. So what I do is I will just go back with the Nikita Banana and I will put this on the eyes. I will do that a little bit later. We'll come back to this product because I want to show you what we can do instead if you do want more of a, I'm getting ready to pull really quickly, but I just don't want to put a powder over. I want it to look a little bit more like I have color on the eye. So what we can do is, this is great for your fast ladies though. You can do the eye primer, neutralize out the eye, put on a powder, and then you can do mascara if you want, or if you don't want to do anything, you don't have to. And you have a beautiful already, you look like you did 5 steps when it's just brightening up those eyes. It's my favorite part of the morning when I'm color correcting because everything else is just icing on the cake. I'm getting rid of the problems that I don't like seeing. I'm lifting them, brighter face, brighter eyes, just really nice. And it's not a ton of effort. I don't feel like I'm spending a million zillion minutes trying to do something to look presentable for the day. This is what I'm going to do, which I really love using, is my creme brulee. This is my hybrid bronzer, but I'm going to use it as my eyeshadow. I love showing this technique. I show it all the time because I do it all the time. And I just think that it's so simple. I'll take my angled blush brush. Now I am working out of my essential makeup brush kit. It is listed, but this is what I'm working out of. You have 10 essential brushes, cruelty-free, ultra soft. And then what I do is I like to use the top for dirty brushes or my skinny brow pencil, my lip liners, especially when I travel. I don't like my makeup touching the countertops. I like to keep everything off. I used to use those cups that they would give you, the glass cups in the bathroom. And then now that I have this, I don't know how clean that is either, but now that I have these, I just put dirty brushes on this side, or I'll put mascara, everything that I need. So I don't have to like look for anything. It's all right there. So that's how I use the top of the cup. So I'm using the angled blush brush that you would use on your face for the eyes. And I'm just going to go into this bronzer hybrid. It's gluten-free, talc-free, fragrance-free. And then I just make the brush dense. I go in like this. I don't want to have too much, but then I will go just right on my eyes like this. Go as dark as you want or as light as you want. But I just like, especially for summer, I find that this is a really great basic face. You're getting that bronzy, you're getting that kind of sun glow. Maybe you aren't going on vacation, but you want to look like you did. This is a really nice way to do that. And there's nothing to it. I'm not, okay, so if it's a little over here, it's okay. It's fine. It's not a big to do. I just like to make it look like I have eyeshadow on. And it's just, it's there. It's perfect. It's easy. And it looks fresh. It doesn't look like I did a ton of makeup. So that's a little trick for a basic face. If you're running, late and you don't have a lot of time, or you just don't want to spend a lot of time, this is a really nice little trick you can do. Now I always will, we're not using eyeliner today, but I'm going to be curling my lashes, and I'm using my Shuamura. This is an eyelash curler that I have used. I mean, first of all, so many lash curlers do not give you this. You will pump forever, and then you take it off and your lashes are still straight. I'm telling you, there is a reason why that this has been so iconic for so long. I told you recently I tried a different one. I think it was Kevin Aquan's. I just decided to order a couple different ones from Nordstrom because I was thinking to myself, you know what? It's time to try new things. So I tried them and I'm like doing this whole thing. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Shuamura is the way to go. If you want lashes that stay up, and they stay up all day, because we're going to use our volume up mascara. You can see I put the date when I open this up, 4/29, because I cannot remember. I always tell myself, I'll remember. I don't remember. So 4/29, in 3 months, I will throw it away and get a new one. That is what you should be doing with your mascara, because yes, it's just, I mean, I always tell you don't follow any rules, but this is the one rule that I want you to follow because it is about the health of your eye. I mean, I am more of a safety girl, so I don't want you to be using a mascara for 6 months wondering why it's kind of clumpy and then dry, but it's kind of going on. But you're like, wait, no. 3 months, you throw it out, and you always want to have an easy gliding mascara on. So what we're going to do is, for your basic face, and not feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to do liner and everything, we're going to front load the mascara. Now, I worked really hard on this wand with the formula because this isn't where you just create a formula and then you throw a wand into it, because they have to be compatible. My focus was for you was volume. I wanted you to have volume in your lashes. I didn't want you to have fake volume. I didn't want you to have a brush that was just rolling over your lashes. And then you're like, well, I'm depositing the mascara, but it's heavy on my lashes. It's not keeping them up. I don't see my lashes. I know what it's like because I see your lashes on Fierce Aging, and I understand what happens with mature lashes because I did lashes as an esthetician for 14 years. I did extreme lashes. I did one synthetic lash to one natural lash, 1 millimeter away from the actual lid. And I was obsessed. I loved it. It was completely psychotic OCD, but I know lashes. So I knew exactly what I wanted for you. I didn't want you to play games with a mascara that did not produce. And so when I was working with the engineers, I had to get it right. So you have these little teeth, all these little teeth, can you see, on this wand. And I wanted it to wrap all the way around. So what you're going to do is you can make it look like you have eyeliner on when you really don't, because we're going to go to the base of the lash. So the base of the lash, not on the tight line or on the wet line. You want to go to the base and you're wiggling back. You're depositing as much of the mascara at the base like this. So it's going to look like you have a liner on because that's where the concentration is. So again, hold on. I have one of my lashes came out on this. Hold on. Let me get it off. No. We go to the base, wiggle back, and you can see it's like a comb. So all these little babies that I have, especially on the end there, they're going to get picked up. And then I have this beautiful lash that's up all day. Now, I got to tell you, I do recommend that you take a little bit of time when you are putting on your mascara, because I find that if I go slow, and I don't have to spend a ton of time, but if I go slow and intentional, I'm getting the lashes. I only have to do it once. I'm not being all crazy, poking my nose. Now I have mascara there, poking my eye. I've done it before. It's like, oh, how silly. I have to go so slow. And then you're like, well, this is why, because I just poked my eye. Now I have mascara all on the bottom. My eye's red. Those are some things that I think you can go and piece out other ones that you want to do if you want. But you have just a beautiful mascara. It's lightweight. You can, if you want to keep building up on it, you can take the point. Sometimes I have these little long ones that I'll just like piece out a little bit sometimes. And they're basically a grow out. They're like about to fall off. That's why they're so long, but that's all right. And then you have this beautiful, simple, your faux eyeshadow with your bronzer. And then you have your lashes. I just think that this is really one of my favorite things, because I could be tired or you fill in the blank and I put on the mascara and it's like, okay, here we are. Here I'm awake. I look like I am, I just look a little bit more with it, like I've done something. I think that the mascara with the darkness around the eyes really makes a big difference. So I'm going to do the other eye. And I think it's important that you curl the lashes first because you already get them up. Hold on a second. I got to get one of my other lashes. Told you my lashes like to be everywhere. So I go to the base again, just like this, and I wiggle back and forth. And then you can see it like literally holds my lid. And I'm wearing contacts, like I said. So this is safe for contact wearers. And It is water resistant, which is really nice. Now I'm going to take the top of the wand and I'm going to just piece these out here. And then I'm going to just go back, wiggle back and forth at that base, and then pull up. It's really incredible because when I get to see all my lashes like this, sometimes I think, oh gosh, what happened to my lashes? And then when I see them all up like this, I'm like, oh God, I'm so happy that they can all make themselves present. That's the whole point. So I love the fringe. I love the fringe that you get. I think it really looks just beautiful. So basic face always, I would always say a mascara for sure. Find one that really works for you, that gives you that volume all day, that gives you that separation, that understands that your lashes are mature and they might not be what they used to be. And it's really going to be your tool for helping you pull out the lashes. Let's see, do we have any questions on the mascara that I could answer? My lashes always clump and don't look like yours. Sandy, clump? Okay. I'm thinking this through. If your lashes always clump, I think, it's so interesting because I would love to see the application technique that you do. If you, like I was saying, if you go to the base and almost like if you just like you're closing your eye and you are just depositing what's on the wand, see if it still clumps. I'd really be interested if it does, because you really, I don't know, maybe you're using a different mascara, but if you are using the wands and you are just coating them, I do this on Fierce Aging to all of my different women, and this is the first time I've seen them, and I haven't got clumping on anyone. I've had super short lashes. I've had my mother's that are so thin and they're very straight. I've had really thick lashes. I mean, I've had so many different lashes on the show that I have never had with this technique of what I'm doing. I'd never have gotten the clumpiness that you typically would with a mascara. And this is so many different types of lashes. I don't offer a brown mascara. No, I don't. Okay. That's okay. You're never late. It's never too late with Nicole Beauty. You can always watch this again. It is posted on the website, but we're so happy you're here. Never too late. Which eyebrow pencil is cooler, brown taupe or dark blonde? Cooler, you're going to probably be in with the dark blonde. Oh my gosh, you ladies are so funny. My nail color, I don't know. It's just a classic French that I don't even know what they use. Is the one overloaded with mascara? Linda, that's a good point for her. It could be overloaded with mascara. You might want to look at that first before when you pull it out. If it has too much, maybe for her lashes, maybe her lashes are a little bit shorter and then maybe it is too much. She can take some off first before she would apply. Thank you, Gretchen. I do. I love my nails too. I'm obsessed with my nails. Do you have a video with those? Yes, I do. For glasses, I have multiple videos. I have in the Fierce Aging series. I do have one of the ladies that we put the glasses on after. A lot of the ladies. I have videos. If you search I don't think a lot of people know this. If you go to YouTube, there's a little magnifying glass at the top if you're on a desktop, and you can type in any keyword and the video will come up. So if you put glasses in, it'll come up with all of my videos showing you how to wear mascara or eyeshadow with glasses. I wear glasses. And my glasses, I have my contacts in, but my glasses are pretty large. So you have to really, you got to really know the precise technique to show your eyes up with those crazy glasses, but I love them. Okay, hold on a second. I just saw a really great question here. 82 years, I'm holding it down. Hold on. All right, hold on. Let me go back a second. Sandy, you're 82 years old and you use your mascara, and I have a hard time with separating the lashes. Let me make sure, with trouble with separating the lashes. All right. The separation is going to come with the technique. Now, it might be hard because I don't know, it might be hard for you to see if you don't have a magnifying, I have to use a magnifying. But if you are separating them, make sure you don't have a lot of mascara at the top. And maybe just if you can see up close, and you don't feel that this would be too much of a risk, that you could use the wand like this and separate them like this. You could also use, in our kit comes the little spoolie also. So you could go back and you could separate them if you wanted to. There are combs that I get very nervous with that women use because they're very sharp around the eye. So I don't know if I would really, depending on, but you could take another clean spoolie and run through them to make sure that you can separate them nicely. All right, so we're going to move on now from the mascara. Very simple and easy. This is going to be a game changer for you, the next products. Now, it is in a collection. I have 3 color correctors for you that do 3 different things for your skin pigmentation. I found mine here, brand new, that I did list the one. We do have a bundle that comes with the Extreme Cancel, and I'm going to be able to show this to you tonight because I couldn't find mine the last couple lives. The No Redness cancels out red, and then Just Peachy, which cancels out blues and greens and the darkness. But if you have lighter skin like me, you go in with Just Peachy. If you have darker skin, tan skin, deeper skin, you would go with the Extreme Cancel. I'm going to show you a swatch of all 3. I can get away with Just Peachy some days without wearing concealer. It's wonderful. It almost is like my color corrector / concealer. Let me open this little box here. And then I'm going to do a little swatch for you so you can understand color correctors. It's lifting the color. We need to neutralize out the color on the skin before we just try to put on a concealer or tinted moisturizer, especially for summer, or your BB cream. So this is the Extreme Cancel. You can see that it is an orange. It is going to, if you have lots of redness and really deep, dark circles that you find that Just Peachy is just not lifting, you would want to go into the Extreme Cancel. I do show this on the channel on my Fierce Aging series. We've been doing the series for 7 years, so I have 7 seasons, and I have all different types of ways that I use this with the ladies. But you're going to see that this is, you see, this is an orange that's going to cancel out that really deep, muddy darkness that you can't lift. You cannot cover that with a concealer unless you're basically using something that is opaque and heavy, and it will really look cakey on the skin. This is why the color corrector is going to be like your little secret, because it does all the hard work. So then you have that neutral canvas to be able to put your concealer over and not see it. Just Peachy is going to be like a peach color. See the difference between Extreme Cancel and Just Peachy? So that is going to give you a good idea of the 2 different colors. And then we have the No Redness. If you have rosacea, this is going to be a great asset for you. I don't even know why I'm swatching it like this, but I can't show you my whole arm because I have sleeves on. That's the No Redness. That cancels out the red. Green will cancel out red. So you have 3 options when it comes to perfecting your skin. I use the Just Peachy and the No Redness. I'm going to show you how I do that. Take this off before I forget it's on there. So what I do is I concentrate on where I have pigment. If I only had pigment, just right here, that's where I would put it. But I tend to go down a little bit more. This seems to be more of the red. So today, what we'll do? I'll take the No Redness and we're going to just cancel out this red. I think that I get a little bit more red doing lives for some reason, but that's what I would do. So maybe you had rosacea, you could just take it down. You'll see me on Fierce Aging, I just stripe it on the lady's face. I don't need a ton. You can use your fingers to work it in. You can use a foundation buffing brush, concealer brush. You can use a sponge if you want to. I'm not big into sponges, but if that is the way you like to apply your product, then you can do it that way. I'm going to take the Just Peachy and I'm going to go right underneath my eyes here. It's almost like a mosaic sometimes. And then my little spots here, what I like to call like just my little leopard spots, will go here. Just do it a little bit like this. I could get away with doing this if I didn't want to put on a tinted moisturizer, BB cream, etc. I could do that. I'm going to take my foundation buffing brush, just really nice and soft, and it just buffs it into the skin so it doesn't leave any kind of streaks. It just looks like your skin. It's really a really nice way to work the product in. And you can see I don't do a lot of rubbing all around. I really want to I just want it to stay where it's supposed to and lift that color. So you're going to see, you're going to get rid of that redness. I'll leave the Just Peachy on there because I'll use the concealer brush for that since it's a little bit of a tighter area.
Can you use
so this is what it looks like when I first, this is what I use, or this is what it looks like when I first apply it, and then you really nicely shear it out here. Remember, I still have the Just Peachy there. You can use your fingers if you want to. I mean, if that is the way you want to work it in, you can. I love the way that the tools work for me and I don't have to do that much work. I don't have to, if I'm doing my fingers, I always feel like I'm missing, like I didn't work it in. And I just like to kind of keep my fingers off my face. So I'm using the foundation buffing brush that does the job for me. And it seems to be faster. So if you're doing basic face, you're a busy woman, you want to just kind of get in and get out. I find that this is a faster option for you. So here we are. Oh, I didn't put the Just Peachy on this side. Okay, let's do it on this side also. And we'll take the concealer brush. I always go up into there and I come right underneath here. And then I will taper it into the no redness. But color correctors really are just amazing. Really nice, easy way to get rid of that darkness that really, that's one of the things that really bothers me. I don't want to see the darkness. I want to neutralize it out as much as possible without looking super cakey. This has shea butter in it, so it's nice and it's smooth. It's going to really nicely just look nice on the face. It's not going to be heavy and cakey. Again, your application is going to be key. You want to not, you can always build. You don't want to go in too much and then feel like, wow, how do I take this down? I would always recommend building up, going with just a little bit and then saying, you know what, I need to add a little bit more. Then you don't get into trouble with having too much on the skin. So you're going right up underneath and then having it all come together just like that. The no redness is really nice around the nose in the morning. I tend to have like redness here, maybe a little bit on the chin, but it really nicely takes away that redness that I see there. Or I have my glasses that kind of do a little indent on my nose that I've been noticing. So I'll usually take it over just like this. That's why I've been trying to wear my contacts more so I don't indent my nose. I don't need any more. We just need to keep everything smooth. So there we go. Just really, skin's coming alive. Skin's being manipulated to be nice and pigment free. And I think that's something that we really want as a mature woman. Yes, okay, fine. I see more of my pigmentation popping up, which I thought we would maybe stop doing, but I'm aging, so I get it. But it's funny because last live I said, I saw new pigmentation down here. I'm like, no, you're supposed to stay back. So I don't see you. No, you're not allowed to come in on more of the face. Thought we established where you were. Now we're coming down. I don't know why we're doing that. So this is a great way to use a color corrector. I'm telling you, you start using a color corrector, you're going to be using less makeup. for sure, because you're not going to have to use as much for the coverage. And you don't, as a mature woman, you want your skin to feel beautiful and not covered up. You want it to enhance. You don't want to feel like, oh my gosh, people are going to think that I just put on a ton of makeup and they can see it. So nice sheer layers. This looks like you, but better, just neutralizing out the skin. All right, I'm going to use the BB cream, and then I'll show you the soft set afterwards. This is really nice. It comes in 3 different colors. It comes in 4 colors. It comes in fair, light, light medium, and tan. I'm going to be using the light medium. I'm almost out of it, actually. I've really been keep forgetting to get another one. I'm just going to use pump and a half. I can still do that. You can see how it's like I don't want to say puffy, but it's like a beautiful, just kind of pillowy, just really beautiful BB cream that's going to blur the skin, lightweight, fragrance free. It is just, it's a semi matte because I didn't want glossy. That was a very big thing for me. I didn't want glossy because when I'm adding things to the face, I didn't want it to be peeling off. Like I wanted it to set up, but I wanted it to feel weightless, and I wanted to just give you enough but not too much. I didn't want you to feel like at 2 o'clock like it's still wet and you can't really touch your face. I don't like that feeling. So I wanted it to just really blur out the skin, give it radiance, but not be this big mask. So I just put it on with the foundation buffing brush. I really get the brush all, it's hard because I'm actually taking off my hand and looking in here, but I get the whole head nice and covered. And then again, I'm going to buff it into the skin, just like this. So I can go right over the Just Peachy that I worked in, take it over my lips, come up. It has cockadoo plum in it, it has hyaluronic acid, just very, that beautiful skin that you want, but not feeling like you just masked the whole face. I bring it down on my neck, and then I'll bring it back up on my forehead. And I'll go over my lips, kind of prime them a little bit. You can take the eye primer and go over the lips if you feel that your lips need to be a little primed. Not too much at all, because once you put your lip liner on and your lipstick, you don't want it to be too heavy of your BB cream or the eye primer, because you want it just to neutralize. You're not covering up the whole lip or anything. So now I just feel really fresh. It's a very fast process because I don't need that much. A pump and a half I use. If I have a little left over, I'll just hit the spots that have more of the pigmentation on the sides. And then I have a really nice canvas where I've neutralized out. Remember, I haven't used a concealer. I'm going to teach you a little trick with the concealer also. If you think maybe, you know what, I don't really have a lot of pigmentation, I can get away with the concealer, I'll just teach you a little trick with that. So now we have just this to me makes me feel really confident when I'm leaving the house. That is one thing. It doesn't matter where I'm going. Like if I'm leaving the house, I want to have a beautiful skin. I feel like that's part of it. So I can do a really quick 1.5 pumps, take my foundation buffing brush, and then I can work it in. And it's not like, oh my gosh, it looks like so heavy. It doesn't look like it's natural. I feel it. Like that's not what I want for you. I want it to be very light and refreshing, and this is what that is. So I think that we have really beautiful reviews on the website, and it was really a passion of mine, because when I touch your skin and I'm on 4K and I'm under hot lights, I can see everything. And so when I put the BB cream on, like it had to be that just pulling the whole look together, because we're almost at the last steps when I'm on the BB cream. So I knew when it came to whether you had large pores, you had dry skin, you had a lot of redness. I knew what I wanted this to do. I needed it to perform. And that's what I did. As a professional makeup artist and licensed esthetician, I know skin and I know makeup. And it had to be something you enjoyed using. That's the whole intention of my line. You have to enjoy using it and you have to enjoy what you look like. Like, wow, I look better. Like I feel confident. That's the goal. That's why, you could do the most simplistic routine and feel incredible. Or you feel like, oh, you know what, I'm really used to doing the 8 steps or the 5 products or whatever it is. I want you to feel comfortable with how you're doing it. And it really does take a little effort on your part, though, to take the techniques, to take the placement and practice yourself. Because it just doesn't come where you watch one video and you say, okay, that's how I'm supposed to do it. And you're still not doing it right because you haven't practiced. So I encourage you to practice different techniques before your event, before you go out for dinner, so like it's like a Saturday where you're like, well, I'm going to the supermarket. Let me try this technique, or let me see if these products layered together really are going to work with my makeup. Is my moisturizer too heavy? Is my SPF just way too much? Is it too oily, greasy? And now it's interacting with the other makeup that I'm putting on my skin. Those are a lot of things that you have to figure out because you could be stuck not realizing it's your moisturizer or your eye cream or the things that you've always been using, but now aren't really working with your skin. Could be seasonal because it gets hotter. You might have to adjust, maybe lighter products, not the same ones you've been using. So that's just something to investigate in case. Now, I will show you the concealer. I have 3 concealers. They're light and medium. These have chamomile flower in them. They have hyaluronic acid. It's lightweight. They're creamy, but they're not heavy. They're not too watery, and they're not too heaviness that you're going to see. You're not stamping your face with concealer. If you feel that you don't have a lot of pigmentation, or maybe you can spot it with the Just Peachy, and then you can use your concealer, depending on your skin, you could use 1 or 2. Sometimes I use the fair and the light together. You could spot treat on your face, and this could become your foundation, if you will, because you might not, this is if you don't have a lot of things to work on. You did a little Just Peachy on the face, you spot treat it, and then you go in with your concealer on the other areas, like maybe just underneath your eyes. Maybe you have, something or other here, and then you work it in with the foundation buffing brush. So there's a lot of options for you where you don't have to feel like, you know what, I don't really want to cover my whole face. Okay, that's not a problem. Say you have something like right here, you spot treat there, then you have, okay, I have a little bit on my eyes, you do here, just like this, and then maybe you have pigmentation spot. I'm making this up because I already used my BB cream, but I'm trying to give you an idea where you say, okay, perfect. Those are my main things that bother me. I want to nicely neutralize them out. You can take your buffing brush, or you could take your concealer brush and say, you know what, just going to work that out. It's going to seamlessly go into my skin, just like this. Go underneath here, keeping it right where you want it so you can see the technique. We are just taking it right where it is. And that's why I made this brush dense like this, because I don't want it to be moving around the product too much. I want you to be able to just go in. You could just press it in. It's not going to go anywhere. And that's if you are spot treating, not wanting to use a tinted moisturizer, BB cream, your whole face. You are just going in with the areas that really bother you. I like this technique because if you're on vacation and you're like, well, I'm getting sun, it looks so good, I just have a couple things, this is a really great way to do that. I love being able to get away with, when you're on vacation, you're traveling, it's, sometimes nice to pull it back a little bit and be able to just say, I do want to do something. We do have cocktails at 6, but I don't want to, I want to spend more time relaxing than putting my face on. And this is a really great way to do that. I encourage you to play around with this nice technique that you might not have known, using your concealer as your foundation in the spots that really will make a difference. So now what we can do is we can do a little soft set. So your Nikita Banana, your brightening powder, talc-free, gluten-free, really nice. It's this yellow color to brighten the under eye or brighten the face. I always want you to be lifting and brightening the face. Now, this name of the product, Nikita Banana, is basically my girlfriend's, I guess it's my alter ego. My girlfriend's named me this when we would go out. They would say, "Is Nikita Banana coming out?" I guess it was, really fun. And that was the personality. So this is how we got Nikita Banana. So next time you apply your Nikita Banana, you'll think about just the crazy, wild, fun Nikita Banana. I don't know. I'm picturing like that the little dancers with the bananas on their head with the cute outfits on that are, that's probably what you're going to visualize. Now that I said that, the soft set is going to be with my eyeshadow blending brush. Now, do I have a clean one? I was just looking. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I have a clean, but we're going to do, this is the one this is okay. I think it should be okay. Of course, I was looking at the brushes today, thinking to myself, oh no, I have to wash you again. All right, so this is the eyeshadow blending brush. This is the Nikita Banana, where I'm going to just do a nice little soft set. So underneath, I do have to set my concealer, or even if I just do the Just Peachy, I just roll it very lightly into the Nikita Banana, and then I go right under where I would really crease. I need a light set, so I call it a soft set technique because right here is really where I crease. So I just press it into right underneath there, and then I'm good. I don't want a lot. I don't want to, this is going to be a nice weightless application, but it's going to set for me, especially because I'm in a very humid climate. So that's what I do. If I have extra, I'll go around the nose. I'll do this because why not? This is my T-zone area, but this is a really great way to be able to set underneath the eyes and have it last all day and really look bright and fresh. So that's a very easy thing to be able to do. Brighten the face, brighten the skin. Again, remember, this Nikita Banana can be used to cover the eye primer. If you don't want anything, you want to still just brighten the eye, but you do need to set it, you can use that on the eye. So you can just, it depends. You can use it all over your face if you want to. You can spot treat like I just did. It's really up to you on how you're going to apply to set or to control a little bit of the oil if you do have T-zone oil, depending on. Is there any questions? Yes, you can do. Maria, I think I just answered that. Can you do set the whole face? Also, yes. That's really up to you. It's up to your skin type. It's up to how you like to apply. Maybe you dust the whole face after you're finished because you're going, for an evening out. That's something that you can do. It's really up to you when it comes to the application. Blush, yes, I'm getting into the blush, but you would want to do the blush first if you're doing a cream, and then you could set up your face if you wanted to, or just avoid the blush in the cheeks with the cream on your cheeks. Tinted serum versus BB cream. Now you're using the serum. The serum foundation that we have, this isn't on the list, but since the question was asked, it's going to be it's a serum. It's lighter. It's going to be buildable also though. But a tiny, I think you need maybe 4 drops. It's going to really spread on the face really beautifully. It's just a very different texture. It's a different formulation. You have to shake that before you apply it. And the BB cream when I showed you is kind of puffy. It's really that really beautiful kind of cream on the skin. The other one is a serum, and it depends on what you really like. I really like using the serum foundation on evenings or when I'm going out. Really want to, have this beautiful complexion because I feel more BB creams daytime. There is no right or wrong, but it was really interesting when I tested out the serum foundation in Las Vegas last year. I wanted to see, my skin looked so good. I thought my skin wasn't dry at all. Usually it is so dry in Las Vegas. Anything I put on my face, I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? Because it's the opposite of being here. That serum foundation looked so incredible. Every time I looked at it, I thought it's going to be, I'm going to look really oily, whatever. it didn't look that way at all. And I was really impressed. I think I wrote something on Instagram because I was doing all these, I always like to test products in different climates because my climate, is pretty, I don't have four seasons. So, when I take my product out into the wild and into these different environments, climate wise, I just really love to see the performance. It's really interesting. Okay. Let's see if I'm going to be missing any questions. Concealer on eyelid, to cover pigmentation there. No, that's why I use the eye primer, because the eye primer is formulated to be placed on the eye with the eyeshadow over it or a powder. Concealer, for me, I didn't formulate my concealer to be on this eyelid. So I see a lot of people doing that when it comes to watching videos and they're putting concealer on their eyelids and they're saying that if it gives them performance, that's great, but I haven't found concealers to do that at all. The weight of the eye primer is just enough to be able to neutralize out that eye, not be too emollient, not be too dry. I mean, it's just the perfect formulation. And that's why I can really only speak about my eye primer and my concealer. I would not put on the eyelids. That was designed for underneath the eye area. I wanted it to stay hydrated underneath the eye area. It doesn't dry out. It's not cakey, but they're completely two different formulas. One's a liquid, one is going to be a hot pour that I specifically designed for each part of your face and not to be used. A lot of the ladies are saying they're using the eye primer underneath. I find that it might be too drying. If it works for them, that's fine. But I don't position it for taking it underneath the eye area either, because I don't feel that it's going to be what you're really going to want underneath the eye area, especially for mature women. Maybe if they're younger girls, that could possibly work, but we're dealing with a lot of other different things when it comes to the underneath the eyes, especially. All right. I wondered why you don't use face powder. This is what I have is a Nikita banana because I think it's all I need. Or when I'm working on the ladies, I don't want to powder the whole face. I want them to still look radiant and healthy, and I want that skin to look alive. I don't want to mat it all out with a powder. So I do have Nikita banana because it is a brightening and it is pressed powder. I have more control with it, but I don't want to. I don't want to put a ton of powder on working so hard to make that skin look just really beautiful and not too much, not too glossy, not too all of it. I'm not going to dull it down with the powder. I'm going to do a little cheek because, of course, we need to add color, and we're going to go into a little technique I'll do for the lips, which is really fun. This is my Classic Beach Glow. This is such a great palette because it's one compact, and you have three different colors. They're all cream. This actually used to be a powder compact, and then I felt that, I think that you will really love to have a cream bronzer, blush, and highlighter formulated for mature skin. This highlighter is gorgeous on your skin. Doesn't matter, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Yes, I'm going to tell you today in the video what just happened to come to me when I was working with this product. You're going to love the name that I basically created. Inside the mirror here, it says, let's get this beauty started, because that's what I always say to you on the videos. I don't even know how long, forever. I don't know why I've said it, but I get very excited because it's an event. Let's get this beauty started. So when you're in your vanity and you look at your palette, you're like, yeah, let's get this beauty started. Maybe it's a bad day and you're like, well, you know what? Hopefully it'll give you just that boost of confidence or inspiration or positive something that you remember back to, let's get this beauty started. And then you think about some of the ladies that have shared their story on Fierce Aging that have been really, inspirational. We talk about so many different things that you might remember. Karen went through that. And this is how she pulled through. And I'm going to do this today. That's what I'm hoping that you get when you see little mantras like this for you. And it's all about the details, as you know, with the line. So I'm going to use my foundation brush. It says on the handles all of the names. It says foundation brush. I actually like to say flat foundation brush. So if you hear me saying that, it's just because it's flat, and that's what I name it. But it's called foundation brush. Going in with the blush here. And today I was playing around with positioning. I was like, let me go a little higher today. I'll just bring it up here and see how I like it, and maybe take it down. But I'm so used to putting it right here and then bringing it back. I just wanted to play around today when I was doing the video for you. I just thought, all right, well, let's see. Do I like it? Or do I think I should bring it down a little bit? All right, bring it down. Because that's what, if I was running and I was blushing, it would be here. It wouldn't just be like here, you know? And then I'm thinking, all right, I want it to not look like I just put it right underneath my eye. So I do the same thing over here. You can use your fingers too. I just like to, I'll apply it with the brush first, and then I will go in, work it in. But what's really nice about this formulation, it's not that sticky, glossy feel, right? It's silky, but it's giving you still that beautiful radiance to the skin. It's not dull, it's not matte, but it's not, I'm so particular about textures, and I don't like when something you put on the skin and it feels glossy. Or how about this? When you have a blush stick, or even in like a compact like this, and you see the color, and then you put it on, and it's like you have to put on so many layers to get the color. And now you're like, I have all of this on my skin, but no color. That is like my biggest pet peeve. Like that makes me nuts. I want to see the color right when I put it on. I don't want to have to play games with it where it's like sheer and then I'm putting more on, but I'm really getting all of that emollient product and it's like sticky, but it's like too high gloss. I mean, I'm telling you, it is really, the struggle's real if you have that, if you're in that cycle of feeling like, well, I'm not getting the color and everything's just feeling glossy, and then now you feel like you've got to start over. I'm going to take the bronzer. I just take the tip of the brush like this. See how I just go to the tip. If I need more, I can go back, but I like to slowly build this up. I'm going where this is my cheekbone here. I'm going to basically just the base of it. I'm not going down here into this hollow. That's too low. I want to keep it right here. And what I do is, so you can see, and then what I'll do is I like to push it into my blush. So I'm getting this really nice, I'm getting a nice structure and sculpting, but it's not too much. See, I like it mixing in with the blush, because then I kind of get a little bit of a different color. I don't want stripes on my skin. So this is what's really nice. It blends so beautifully together. And I'll just do the same thing on the other side. I told you before that if you don't know like where positioning is, just go to the top of the ear, put your brush like this. See where we are? We're right where we're supposed to be according to your bone structure. The top of your ear, just bring it down. Because I know that can be intimidating where you're like, well, where am I supposed to put this bronzer? Blush is hard enough, but the bronzer, I just follow the ear and then I work it back up so it's never going to be too low. I don't want to have too low of my bronzer. So you can see you get a really nice structure there. And if you are thinking, oh, it's a little too much, this is really nice because it's creamy. It's just going to, with the heat of your finger, it's going to just go right into the skin. So this looks like it's in your skin. It's not like just sitting on top. It's not too much. It's just really, it's nice to have a palette with 3 different colors, you know? Now, we're going to take the highlighter, which is so beautiful. It's like a champagne color. And I'm going to just take the brush again like this. So this is what I was saying today. So I'm going to put the beautiful highlighter. Just saying, hold on a second. My crew is falling out of my ear. I don't know, for some reason today it did not want to stay, but I don't want to miss any questions that I feel, maybe it's the puffy, it's probably the puffy gray hair. I don't know what's happening. Hold on, guys. Hold on. There we go. All right. Here we go. Back to this beautiful highlighter. Oh my gosh. So today when I was putting it on, I was saying that it goes right over. I formulated it to go right over your love lines. And I was like, that's it. Because one of my videos, I was talking about how they call it crow's feet. I went on this whole rant about just how women are, we don't say that about men, we say that about women, but, crows. And there's some history behind it. I was doing a lot of research. And so today, when I was saying I'm doing, sorry, I'm doing over my love lines, I said, not laugh lines. I want them to be, I love my skin. I love my wrinkles. I know no one, I know a lot of people don't. I don't care. You do what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with Botox and everything else like that. I'm just saying I develop things to work with our aging skin. I'm not trying to like, okay, avoid this area. You can't go there. You have love lines. No. You know what? Go right over it and enjoy it, ladies. And look at that beautiful radiance. And you might say, well, Nicole, you don't have that many wrinkles. Well, guess what? Yep, I surely do. And I surely want to, I'm not trying to highlight, I'm not trying to, I guess, I have to, some people, I said this today, my video it's just going to be very interesting for you to see. I'm not, you can do whatever you want to do. All right. I'm just letting you know that I made a decision to enjoy this process of being here on this earth and what's happening. I almost find it to be interesting, like my hair, right? I didn't expect to go gray. I didn't want to go gray. I think people have this like big misconception about my gray hair. Like, woo, it was I did not want to go gray. But when I stopped fighting the whole thing and everything I was going through, and I accepted it, it was such a different experience. So I thought the same thing with my face, right? Pigmentation, things are changing, right? More lines and I find it to be an interesting process. I want to see what I look like. I want to see how it ages. I think to me it's fascinating. I'm not here to I'm here to look my best. I work out, I eat well. I am, cognizant of important pillars in my life. But I just thought it would be interesting to see and be respectful. And I think maybe I have a different mentality with what I went through with IVF and 5 rounds in 1 year. I went through so many surgeries. I did all of this. I really appreciated my body for bringing me through all of the hell I put it through, with all the synthetics and everything that I did. That I think that's why I have a different perspective about beauty and about just watching things and respecting my body for getting me through this path. I think that's maybe it. And I don't think it's always easy. I don't think that it's like a walk in the park. And I know a lot of my ladies that come on in their 70s and 80s, tell me, or I see some comments. People are like, oh, please wait until you're my age and this and that. I totally agree. But I want to have a positive mindset, and I really want to respect the process of aging and do whatever I can to feel my best and work on my mind and work on my body. And I think that the best anti-aging is lifting weights. So that's my little perspective. You might not know a lot of history behind, what I went through, but I think I was thinking about it the other day, like I know it's so unpopular to say, on YouTube or any of these things because it's just, I don't know why. I feel like it's very natural and we should enjoy the process as much as we can. And then if you're not happy with certain things, then do the surgery or do the Botox, whatever you want to do. I've always encouraged that if that's what you want to do, it should be for you, not because you see pictures and social media and you feel like if you're not doing anything, you're not taking care of yourself or you're giving up. That's not true. I mean, that's absolutely not true. So we are going to make sure that my lips are included in my beautiful basic face, simple, not a lot of products, a lot of techniques, a lot of things you could use depending on what's going to be right for you. I'm going to use, I just replenished because my other rose lip balm was so sad. It was on its very last leg. And I had told you that this is featured in OK Magazine for the summer must-haves. So our rose lip balm has like a little star on its head today for its press mention. So I'm going to just do my rose lip balm. This is fragrance free and it is clear. I know it looks like it would be pink because it has this beautiful bullet, but it's just clear, and it is really a nice hydration for your lips, especially before you put on your lip liner or your lipstick. I did want to put a little rose fragrance in it, but I didn't. I knew that you wouldn't be happy, so I left it out. But I really wanted to. I'm using a waterproof lip liner. This is Cameo. And I just sharpened it actually. I'm going to use this because I have the rose lip balm. So it's almost like I have a little gloss on, if you will. I'm going to use this as my lip liner, but I'm also going to use it as my lipstick because I want you to be able to, I'm trying to talk and do lip liner. I mean, is that not normal? I want you to be able to have multi-purpose products and be able to get away with doing your lip liner. This is about basic face, about very easy, simple steps. So you don't have to, you can find your favorite lip liner and you got to make sure your lips are hydrated. And another thing about my lip liners, they're waterproof. It's interesting though. Do you see this? I actually got a little bit more of a tip, but you don't. I had this is my pencil sharpener that I created to go with my pencils. You have to use this pencil sharpener because this is a soft formulation. It is not a hard formulation. So it's going to be soft, less pressure. Same thing with my eyeliner pencils. Waterproof, rounded, high pigment, but they're soft. So if you're used to dragging a hard pencil on your eyeline or your lips, this is going to be a surprise for you where you're going to have to take it down a notch and say, okay, I don't have to put that much pressure on because if I do, it's going to be everywhere. If I do, oh my gosh, too much, I just, ruin the tip. Now, I use the pencil sharpener, but it's a rounded tip. So I was a little surprised that it came out like this kind of pointy because I feel like it's going to come off because it's not supposed to be, you can't sharpen it to a point. So you know what I do also? This always makes, this is a little controversial right here where sometimes I'll keep my Cupid's bow, but others, I want to lift the lip. So if I'm lifting my lip, I'm just connecting them. I'm not overlining them. Let's get the mirror out closer up so I can actually make sure that I'm doing it right. It's interesting to see. Probably seen it more this year. My 49th year is the lines in your lip. It's actually really interesting to see those. I know they're not wanted, but luckily we have the clear lip liner that will fill it in. I don't have to worry. I think that's the thing too, is that when you have products and you have the techniques and you know the issues, like, oh no, okay, they're there. I'm not going to get crazy about it because I have techniques and tools that are going to help me. So I don't have to worry. I do, but think about it. You're talking all day. You're making different faces. You're eating. How could you not? Now, take the lip liner and just fill in. And this is like a natural lip color. I hope I got this right. I kind of feel like light shining on it. But I think it's nice to be able to do that and not have to have the rose lip balm. Is really the key to have because you can see it's like I have a gloss on, but I don't. It's just the lip balm and then you can do this with any of our lip liners. You can do this, with Silk. This is Cameo. You can do it with Unapologetic. If you wanted more of a berry, if you wanted more of a stain, that's a great way to be able to get that also, because unapologetic goes with our confidence, and that's our bright, not really bright. It's a nice, beautiful, powerful red. So I just put that on, got the cheeks on. Let me see if there is anything else that I wanted to give you. Oh, here's our eye brightener. I have it on the list because this is such a phenomenal product that is going to be a pink hue to this. So basically you take off the top, clicks up from the bottom, and then don't click too much because it'll come out. You gotta be patient. You just want it to be coming right there. More than that, it's going to come all out, and you don't want that. This is going to be, so say you just wanted to, your main focus that day was just your skin. You wanted to brighten up your skin. You can, let's make sure I don't have too
We're
much.
doing better.
You can hit the spots that are really the darkness, and you can get that lightness into this area here, depending on, this is an eye brightener. So I really concentrate around the eyes with this product. Yes, you can go around the nose if you wanted to, if it was like dark, maybe you wanted to lift the lips a little bit on the sides, or, your eye. But this is really to brighten up the eye area. And it really is wonderful. You can use it as a touch-up pen, throw it into your purse during the day, and be able to touch up. Maybe you're going to dinner, and then you see that by 5 o'clock, you want to brighten up this area. It kind of makes you look like you refreshed your makeup without doing a ton, right? Very lightweight again. It's not going to be a heavy product. Again, we're still in that color correcting because it's pink, so we are going to be brightening. Pink's going to brighten up this little eye area here. I think that's such a big impact when you lighten this area here. For some reason, if you forget this, which is really, you don't want to forget this area here, lighten this up. We all have this darkness in here. So if you do these beautiful eyes and you do your mascara and then you have this dark, like this darkness right here, it takes away from all the work you did. So this is really great, easy product, the eye brightener, if you were wanting to brighten, or maybe you just really want to take we can maybe consider it a little bit like a magic wand, where all you do is just brighten your eye area, and then you're like, this is enough for me. You can get away with one product depending on what your style is. But I really do love this because it makes a big impact, and it's just such a easy little product. Click up pen, take it on the go. And I like that it has the brush, so I don't have to, I could really work it in if I was going to cocktails or dinner, or, maybe I was on a long flight and I need to brighten the eye area up. This is a great product to be able to do that. It's different from the concealers because the concealers are to main focus, conceal. You see the colors. They're not a brightener in the respect that this is a pink hue. So it's really kind of like a little bit of an extension of your color correctors because it's brightening and it's going to be correcting because it is in that pink hue. So that is your little arsenal of your color correctors, 3 different ones for you, with your added bonus of the eye brightener in that pink tone. So that is, I think that is all the products that I have listed for just basic face, putting yourself together, feeling good. I mean, the best part is that when this area for me is brightened and I have the mascara on and I just have a little bit of darkness, it's nice. It's almost like, the lightest color in your eyeshadow palette that you can kind of put in that inner corner. That's what the eye brightener does for you, but like on 10 notches more. So you don't have to keep putting the powder in there and then think like, oh, did I get it? Or you put a little bit and you're like, it's not enough. I don't really see it, or it just kind of disappears. This eye brightener is going to really give you that more powerful punch. So you don't have to keep adding. I've done that before where I'm like, oh, I just need a little bit. And then I'll do it. And I'm like, I don't really see anything. I need to bring out the big guns. So this works more for me when I want that brightness, and it makes it look like I have shadow, because it's kind of coming over into my bronzer that I did. So that's really kind of simple. I feel like my lip's a little bit lopsided, but that's all right. But that is really a basic face, really taking the fundamentals for you, the BB cream, the concealers, eye primer, mascara, of course, the volume up, and being able to do different things with them. The creme brulee, really wonderful being able to use this as a bronzer or an eyeshadow, or use it all over your face. Maybe you just want to bronze up the whole face. But the reason why I wanted it to be this creme brulee, which is like the dessert, that's why I named it this, is because you have the darkness, but you have the cream. So it really breaks up and makes it more approachable, I feel, for mature women. So you don't feel like you don't know how to really apply a bronzer. It does more than just be a bronzer. It really gives you that radiance to the skin, warms up the skin where you want it to, use it as an eyeshadow. It's just nice and versatile. So it's just not a bronzer where it's just one color. I wanted you to have more variety with that. Then with Nikita Banana, great setting powder, great underneath the eyes, great on top of your eye primer, and then really always brightening the eye. So you could just set that eye brightener if you wanted to. You don't have to if you feel like it's not going to crease in the inner corner. Maybe you don't have an issue with that area there, but just underneath here, again, do the soft set with the eyeshadow blending brush because it's nice and fluffy. It's not going to pick up a lot of product. That's why I like to use it with this. Because if you used the powder brush, do you see this is very dense? It's very thick. So if you pick that up and you try to put it underneath, you're putting too much underneath the eye area. That's where we're going to run into trouble. That's why I have that little technique for you to be able to at least target and be able to set the under eye area. All right, so let me see if we can take, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just put a little Caudalie on. It's a beauty elixir. I've been using this for decades. I literally just threw out the other one, and they happened to send me this. I think I got it yesterday. So it's a bunch of essential oils, hydrates, feels good. Just a little bit. See that this is what I really wanted for you to have, that beautiful, that radiance. It looks like your skin. This Classic Beach Glow palette. You've got that highlighter, got that really natural blush, and then you got a bronzer that you can work in and really manipulate. You can really manipulate when you have the creams and really press into the skin or just make it so you look really nice and healthy. You love the Caudalie spray too. I know. It's really, I've been using it for so long. It's just, I do it in the morning too. When I wake up, I just spritz my face first and I'm like, all right, this is good. It's psychotropic because it has all these essential oils in it. That's why I think I really like it too. And it's just a nice little mist. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going back to this. Hold on. Okay. Mary, you know that I don't have to line above my lips, but could you please help those of us who do? I do the same thing. If you look at the Fierce Aging with the ladies, I will never overline a lip on a client, no matter, I mean, I won't go outside the lip vermilion. I can do techniques like I do where I'll follow their line, and then this is where I lift it. Because I feel like it's the most natural to be able to give more of a poutier lip. So that's why I bring it up and I connect those cupids bow. And I do, then when I do that, I can go a little bit on top of the line, but I'm not taking it. That is just not my style. I'm not taking the lip line and taking it where you would be able to see my created lip line in your lip line. That's why if I can bring this up, I can then give a little bit more on this top lip. And then, I really try to define and give enough lip at the bottom. I work with what I have with my clients, but that's really how I give a more poutier, fuller look to the lip is doing that, but it's not overlined. I do. Terry, I have done that before at the Aquaphor. I did a video on it, under the eyes to make concealer last. You can do that also. I did that. That's like that little trick that was going viral. I have the Aquaphor here, which works also. It just depends on, you know, what your application is going to be that day, how much time you have, if that's what you want to do. But yes, the Aquaphor is really great for those. Thank you, Gretchen. I just got them done on Monday. They last me 3 weeks. So I really enjoy them. Really like them. Thank you. I'm so happy everybody loves them. Oh, talking about the lines above the lips. Sorry, Mary. I just spent like 10 minutes telling you about lining lips. Okay. I do. Those lines, I'm getting some lines here where when I wear like the Confidence, I do see a little bit of migration. I don't have it listed for this segment, but we do have a crystal clear lip liner it gives an invisible border. So it's going to help your lipstick not migrate into the lines. That is what I would suggest. A lot of people ask me what kind of treatments they should do for lines and everything like that. It's just very complex because that area is very hard, and I don't really get into talking about lasers and all of the other things, painful procedures that you can do, filling them. You can fill them. I don't just heard it's just so painful. I don't know from personal experience. I just don't really like to advise on that. I'm more on the makeup level. Chris, thank you for letting me know that. The crystal clear liner helps tremendously. Great news. I love using it too when I go into that darker color. Can I use an eyelash curler if I use Latisse? You should be, because it's your natural lashes. If you had lash extensions, I would say no, because it would ruin the lashes, but I don't see a reason why you couldn't use an eyelash curler if you have Latisse. I mean, your lashes are long because you're using that lash serum and they're yours. So I've never heard that you can't use an eyelash curler with Latisse. Gretchen, the crystal clear is on the website. It's just not listed on this. Every time I do a live, I have to list the products I'm going to be speaking about, so they're listed here. But it is in a couple of the other lives if you wanted more information on it, but it's on the website. It's under lip liners, and it's by itself, crystal clear. All right. The concealer, Dorothy, the concealer brush will be available to purchase separately from the kit. I'm just waiting for the clear that it's been shipped, but we're very close to, gosh, I need to really wash my hair. We're really close to getting our new concealer brush out, and you can buy it individually, yes. The lives are recorded. They are put on the website, NicoleBeauty.com, so you can go back and rewatch them. They're also on the app. The discount code is called Flawless. That's the discount code tonight, 15% off for 24 hours from this live show. So you can enjoy 15% off your products tonight. Yes, I did, Jerry. Previously I said that you can use a crystal clear liner for the nasal labial folds. So I have found with using that, it gives it like a border. So if you have product that gathers, in this area here, I was just experimenting by putting it there first to give it kind of that border where it's not going to gather the product. So that's something that you could try. Can you use the discount code on the website? That's a good question. I don't know. I think you might have to try that.
Yes.
Yes, you can use the discount code on the website. Let me go back and see if I missed anything here. See, eye brightener better to use for eye hollows. No, it depends because the eye hollows, I would say use a color corrector like Just Peachy and a concealer for the hollow part because the eye brightener is going to you don't want to highlight the hollows, right? You want to correct the hollows. That's what I would say to do. That I have done a couple different videos on this. I've done it on Fierce Aging too. With like the hollow, like if you have okay, so there's two things. So you could have like the bag here and then where it dips down, where it's like that darkness, where it's creating like that hard edge, creating more of like that push back, the hollowing. We want to color correct that first because we want to lift it up. I don't want to highlight it with an eye brightener. I don't want to brighten that right there. What I really want to do is subtly lift that darkness so it's basically like doesn't look like it's being deep down in like a little trough, if you will. Then once I color correct that, I would go over with a concealer, the right concealer color for your skin tone. I would want to draw attention more to if I was brightening up this inner eye area, but I don't want to brighten this because I think that it's going to draw attention to what we're trying to really like bring up and then conceal. So I wouldn't use the eye brightener on the hollows. I think it might be just it's like a spotlight.
Diane from YouTube wants to know what
The
color
lip,
concealer you used.
all right. The lip liner I used tonight is Cameo. The concealer I used tonight was light. Let's see if I have any other questions tonight. For basic face techniques, best fix for eye bags. There are, eye bags, I would say a great thing to do. It's really great to get into kind of a ritual when it comes to eye bags. We have these bags for designer that really help with putting in the moisture and really giving you a little treatment. We have an eye roller that's a metal ball that you can do to help really depuff. I think it's really good also to use, we have a gua sha. If you do some depuffing to the face in the morning, you can use ice. You can just really get ice cubes out, put a little towel around them and use the ice to kind of give that, you want the circulation, you want to start draining the bags, maybe a little pressure, a little acupressure like this. And then you want to drain out and come down. A lot of different techniques for eye bags. I mean, you have to find the right method that works for you. But if you did just like a little Google search on YouTube, I mean, there's a million things that you could do. And some really do work, some really don't. I would say to really try to first figure out, can I do it with facial massage? Can I really help my face when I wake up with the eye bags? Do I need to reduce the salt? Is there certain things that I'm doing? Could I get a different pillow? I mean, there's so many different options that, it really is. Jerry uses a refrigerated face roller. That's a great way too. The eyelash curler is called Shuamura. It's SHU, and then the new word is Amura, UEMURA. It's really great because it has this special tension. And everybody thinks they all are the same. Oh my gosh, they're all the same. They are not created equal. I can tell you that. I put your eye bags in the refrigerator. It really helps with puffiness in the morning. It's wonderful. Thank you for letting me know, Tracy. Yeah, these bags are designer, very expensive eye bags. Skincare products you would recommend for the neck. This is a hard one because, everybody really, when we lose the collagen elastin and we have this, really, I mean, I think as an esthetician, the only thing that's going to really, take all of the skin that we have and whatever is if you had a neck lift. But if you need to really work on the skin. I think that there are a couple different neck creams. I love putting oils. I just put a lot of oil on my neck. I basically bring it all down into my décolleté. But if I'm doing a neck treatment itself, I'm really putting in a lot of different. I'll put like maybe uh, sometimes I'll put the La Mer cream because it's really heavy and it's really thick. I'm just trying to moisturize my neck as much as possible. Um, but I think it's a really tough part of the body to say that a cream is going to tighten all of your skin. I just think that it's a hard claim, I think, because we know that it's a very tough when you start having all the skin slackening, it's very hard to say a cream is going to tighten your skin back. Oh, that's great, Tracy. I'm gonna have to write that down. I don't know. I can't see what it is. It almost looks like Defense Neck Cream, but I know that's not. I know it's Defenge and serum, and it actually works. We've taken pictures every 6 weeks. Great news for our. So this is so great when we ask questions, and then everybody has like better answers sometimes than I do when it comes to specific product.
Carrie D wants
Janet, I did buy. Someone's that way. I want to make sure I don't miss this question.
Carrie D wants to know what spritz you use.
The mist that I used was Caudalie, the Beauty Elixir. You can get this at Sephora or on Caudalie's website. Wait, well, we were just saying something. Hold on. We were just talking about. Oh, okay. Every 6 weeks. Oh, I just forgot what I was saying. Go Pure Neck Cream. All right, darling. I'm gonna look that one up too. Wait, I was just saying something. All right. Oh, Defend Age. I know I'm saying that wrong still. Tracy, don't. Oh, that's what I was saying. Thank you, Jody. Facial hair removal. I did buy it, but I haven't. I should be using the hair removal. I bought a laser. I honestly think when the goggles came out. No, Karen, that's a good question. I think this is a good question for our audience too, because I've seen that Karen's asking about the chest, like the chest looking red. I've noticed this too, like on my reels, when I'm like in a tank, like a scoop neck. I have this because I'm in South Florida and we always wear just V-necks. You never think about it. And I don't go out in the sun, but yes, my chest has gotten really red too. And I thought that was really interesting. I always slather my face, neck, and my décolleté with everything that I'm using. So I think that I need to really actually I need to focus in on like anti-redness, creams that are going to help with this redness. I think that would be my starting point that I want to do. I've just been using my regular creams down, but it hasn't really, really addressed what you're talking about too with this redness. I was waiting for someone to say that they use as neck tape. I think that is amazing. I think neck tape is like the best little secret that you can do. And it really makes a difference. It's funny because now you're seeing a lot of these girls on TikTok. I think they're like 15 using using tape, and they're pulling back like their jawline, and you can't. They're 15, and it's so funny. I look at the comments, and people are like, "Aren't you 15? Like, what are you doing with tape?" But they're this doing nothing for their faces, but it does do amazing things for richer women. I did it on my mom on her Fierce Aging last May, a year ago May, and we had so much fun. We just pulled the face back a little bit here. It looked so good, and it really gives you this fun boost. It's like, oh, you have like a new face in a way. Okay, good. We're getting some scarf trainings on YouTube. Oh, I'm glad that you like the lives. I'm excited. Thank you, Meg. I know you couldn't even tell she had the tape on. It was really fun. I think you have to really practice though. I mean, we were laughing about it because it wasn't like we do this all the time. So pulling it back, you have to get it just right so you don't feel like it's too tight, or you don't pull it too tight where you create like you're creating like a weird line on the face. So it definitely takes a little bit of a technique. Thank you, Gretchen. I'm glad you love these lives. Brush set is fantastic. I bought 5 of them for gifts. So that's what they're a great gift. For my granddaughter, or for your daughter, and one for your granddaughter is one for me too. I love it. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. It's really sweet. That's Pam. Interesting. You're using a silicone tap too. I don't know if you're talking about the silicone where you put it on the chest. I haven't been able to do that. I tried one the other night that was sent to me and I just felt claustrophobic. Remember though, I have like mouth tape on. I have my frownies on. I have the Cornicare heated eye pads on. I mean, I might as well just be a mummy when I'm sleeping because I have my silk pillowcase. I mean, what else could I add? So when I added the silicone chest thing that would look like a heart, I was like, I remember I was in the kitchen making my beam, which is my sleep drink. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't even added the other 5 things onto me. I can't do it. So I took it off, but I've heard it really does work. Oh, thank you, Laura Allen, about my mom. It's very sweet. Thank you, Connie. That's really a nice compliment. Appreciate that. The silk pillowcase, I would suggest, I think I just ordered from Nordstrom. I have, is it called Bliss? I think it's called Blissy. I think it's Blissy. The sleep drink, oh, so good. It's called Beam. I found it a couple years ago. I don't even know how, maybe Instagram. And my husband's obsessed. We get I think it's salted caramel, I think we get. And I put just with water, put it in, I blend it a little bit with the frother. You put the water up. I put a tiny bit of cream in it. He doesn't. And it has, you know what? I don't even know. I don't have it in front of me, but it has all of these amazing properties for sleep, magnesium. They put so many great things. They have multiple different flavors, but it is. I'm telling you, it's funny. One night we were on the couch and I had mine. He had his. We were chit chatting, and I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta go to bed. I'm so tired." Like it works. So if you do have sleep issues, the Beam is a really nice BEAM. We call it the Beam. It's something to be able to try. I have it on auto ship because didn't ever want to run out of it. Nordstrom. Okay, wait, let me see. Nordstrom. All right, just so you see Nordstrom here. Hold on. Slip. That's it. Slip. No, it's called Slip. You're right, Andrea. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. It's the Slip pillowcases. They're great. Peach fuzz, once using a razor, will facial hair grow back? No. And you know what? You shouldn't be using a razor for your peach fuzz voluminous hair. Look what I have right here in my little kit. This is called a tinkle. I know it's such a weird name, but this is the only one. Do not get the ones at the drugstore. I already did a video on that, how it chopped my whole face up. It was awful. This is on Amazon. They come in like a pack of 6, maybe 4, 6, or 12. And so that means that you can throw them out once you use them a couple of times. You don't want to keep using this. It will dull out. So this is what you do. Clean face. I know a lot of girls are now using oil on their face for it, but I say a clean face. Hold the skin taut. Short little strokes like this back to here. Now remember, this is very long. Do not try to do it like this. You're going to take off your eyebrows if your eyebrows are there. You have to be very cautious on where you're doing this. Again, straight blade. You're not going to be taking it on your nose and everything like that. You can only do it flat out. And I'm very particular about this. I used to do dermaplaning in my studio for my clients, and I use a scalpel. So that was a one-time use, put it in a sharps container. And that's why I was so surprised when I bought them at the drugstore. I'm like, they're going to be fine. It's the drugstore. And I was like, I know what I'm doing. I do this with a scalpel. And it was horrendous, awful. So that's why the tinkles are the only ones that I will use. That's the way I think you should be taking off the vellus hair. And I will go down like this on my face also. You're welcome. I'm so happy that these are hopefully very helpful for you. There's a little special always when I do my lives. Today was flawless to use for 15% off. I just hope that the techniques stick with you, and then you do try things and you try different applications with the different products. And I really think that you're going to start really building upon all of the products that you have, the techniques, and feeling really confident when that event comes, or you are working fast, or you're getting out of the house fast, and you say, but I still feel really good. I don't feel like I kind of half did it, half didn't. I don't feel that great. This is always to empower you to do as much or as little as you want to. Thank you, Andrea. I'm glad that you're liking the app. Oh, good, darling. I'm glad that you love the community on Facebook too. So ladies, if you are not on my private Facebook group called Beauty Reinvented, it's called Beauty Reinvented because that's the book that I wrote about going gray, having confidence, and it's just a short read. It really, you're either in or you're out. And I wanted you to have something to kind of like fire you up and say, you know what, I'm going to do it. Or you know what, I'm not ready. So that's all right. But the Beauty Reinvented group is a wonderful group, almost 20,000 women sharing their struggles, their hair struggles, their aging struggles, their, great advice. So if you are wanting a community of women, it's a really wonderful place to come on over, enjoy the friendships and the knowledge that, so many women can contribute to from all over the world. It's wonderful. Oh, thank you. This is my, you'll know with the makeup look I did on tomorrow's video on YouTube, how this kind of all went together. All right, ladies, well, we have 11 minutes left, so I think I'm going to wrap it up. I hope that everybody really just has a wonderful, wonderful rest of their week. We're halfway through it. Can you believe that July is next week? I can't believe it. I just put on my Instagram that we have this week. So now it's probably 188 days left of the year. I just can't believe it. The time is going by so fast. And I just can't believe it's going to be July. I just can't believe it. Next thing you know, it's going to be Christmas. I mean, could I even say that? Gosh. Thank you so much for all of your comments tonight. It's been really wonderful. And I love the fact that we can share if something I don't know. I'm learning so much from you ladies too. I'm going to go back and I'm going to write down these neck creams so I can experience them for myself. And I'm going to work on product for more of this chest that seems to be red, discolored, different color than. It's funny because I've noticed that. I've noticed that in the last year. And I don't want it to be like that. I Shouldn't be like I'm neutralizing everything out, and then all of a sudden we go to why is your chest red like that? But I'm not the only one, so this could be part of the aging process. Oh, I think that yes, Linda, there is a code. It's flawless because tonight was all about basic face, flawless face, not that many products, but also just enough to be able to get you to the ultimate goal of feeling, that you put yourself together, but you don't need too much. Yes, you can watch and replay. It's going to be on YouTube, and it'll also be on NicoleBeauty.com under live shows. Thank you, Teresa. So happy. The lip color I used tonight was just a lip liner, Nancy. It was the Cameo lip liner, and I used the Rose Lip Balm first, so it gave me that hydration. And then I just used this as a lip liner, and then I filled it all in. So you can use your lip liner as a lipstick. Always multi-purpose for you. Fleur lipstick it's shipped. So this is, I know it's like taking you along on this like painful like plank. The Fleur has shipped, and we are just waiting for it to come in. So you can sign up for the wait list because you will be notified. You will know. You'll probably know before I do. So that will be very exciting. I'm very excited for you. I know I've had a lot of you ladies emailing in on customer service asking for when is it coming. I think you're going to really love this color and what it does to your face and how it brightens up your face. Yes, you can use a lip primer to lighten up your lips. Hold on, we're coming in. The private Facebook group is called Beauty Reinvented. Bobby, never late to the party. Look, you have 8 more minutes. We could do it really quickly. I'm wearing it's my eyeshadow is actually creme brulee. So I use my bronzer hybrid to do my eyes because we can get ready quickly. We can make this look like an eyeshadow. We don't have to do 4 different steps. So it's a very easy way to look put together. Great for summer. It's like this bronzy, beautiful look. Concealer brush. The concealer brush is coming out. We are on the final stages of it, getting it ready to ship. So this is going to be great. I don't think it is on the website yet. I'll have to talk to the office tomorrow about putting it so we can do a wait, sign up so you'll be notified right away. BB cream good for large pores. Yes, you know what I would say to do, Kathy, is before, prep your skin properly. And I would put on the Fiercely Smooth to really just moisturize your skin, and then put on the Fiercely Smooth, and then you put on the BB cream. Again, you want to do a thinner coat first to kind of see how the application goes, not too heavy. Again, I use a pump and a half. I don't do too much because then I'm wasting the product, and then I feel like I have to keep putting it on and it's too much for my face. I don't need that much. Even though I am pulling it down from my jaw to my neck, you don't need a lot. So this definitely can work for larger pores. I didn't use a face primer today because this was really about just a basic face. I was trying to do the least amount of products that I could. And then I was like looking and I was like, I have to keep adding different products, but I'm trying to keep it like a little collection of what we talk about tonight. The best way to remove the mascara, I would say to do a double cleanse. I would say use a cleansing balm first because that's going to melt everything off. It's going to melt off your mascara, your SPF. You really want to just break down all the makeup. Then you can go into a gel cleanser if you want to. I mean, a lot of women don't want to do a double cleanse, but if you want a really gentle way of removing your makeup, that's a great way. Also, if you just wanted an eye makeup remover, use the Lancome Bi-Phase. It's an oil-based eye makeup remover. So then you can just work down the mascara coming off. You don't want to tug and pull at your lashes. So that's a really great way. Soak the cotton, put it on, and then just wipe away, and then go into your cleanser. Almay pads are really great after. If you don't want any oily residue, you can use the Almay pads. These are oil free. They do have oil ones also you could look into. but these are really great to clean up after if you feel like you don't want that kind of feeling on the skin. Okay, 5 more minutes. I can definitely do. Can you give an over recap of the products we use? Sorry, I had to join late. No problem. We have it. You can watch it again. It'll be on the website and on YouTube. But I will recap for everybody really quickly, just so we have just the recap of what was used. It's also linked here on the live. So are you ready? We're gonna run through it really quickly. So we did Essential Makeup Brush Kit. This is your tools, 10 easy, simple brushes, vegan, ultra soft. I designed them for you to be soft, not tug at your skin. Number 1 product, eye primer. This is what I used on my eyes. Then I went into using my creme brulee, which is a hybrid bronzer. Not intimidating, gorgeous, talc-free, gluten-free, lots of multi-purposes. Use it on your cheeks, use it on your whole face, bring it down on your neck décolleté, use it as your eyeshadow as I did tonight. Then we went into our favorite color correctors. We do have a bundle with our Just Peachy, Extreme Cancel, No Redness. Then we had, in the same color family of correcting, we had the eye brightener. This is going to be a pink color corrector, inner eyes, brightening up the eyes, anywhere that you really want that freshness, that brightness if you're struggling with darkness. I use my Nikita Banana as my brightening powder. Again, this is talc-free, gluten-free. And I used it to soft set underneath my eye. You can do T-zone if you want to. It's up to you how you apply this product. If you just use the eye primer on your lid and you want to set it, you can use the Nikita Banana. I did my favorite Classic Beach Glow bronzer, cream blush, cream highlighter. This is an all cream palette. That's what's on my cheeks. Then we did Rose Lip Balm to moisturize my lips. Just my waterproof Cameo lip liner. Line the lips, fill them in. So now I have my lip liner as my lipstick. And my BB cream, of course. I use light medium. Almost done. Almost done. I use this with my foundation buffing brush to apply it to my skin so I get this beautiful radiant skin. Just absolutely beautiful. Oh, and let's not forget creamy concealers. We have our creamy concealers that are going to have chamomile flower in it, hyaluronic acid, oil-free. They are not too watery, not too thick, really beautiful, moves with the skin, gives you that beautiful coverage, but it's still lightweight, still really just showing beautiful skin and not caking up and being too heavy. You're going to get a really beautiful coverage though with that. Concealer brush is coming out. I will keep you posted on my lives. Very exciting. I'm excited because we are just adding really wonderful new things. All right. So we have 1 minute and 52 seconds left. I did the recap. Did I make it? I made it. I did. I used my little pencil sharpener because you have to use this with my pencils. It's designed. Remember, very soft pencils do not sharpen to a point. They're a rounded tip, less pressure, because you're going to get a lot of color payout. So you don't have to press very hard. Something might be a little bit different learning curve for you if you're coming off of a hard pencil and now you're going to a soft pencil. Everything is evolving. It's not changing. It's just upgrading you to have more of a better experience with your makeup. So that is it, ladies. I'm very excited. Great. I'm so happy that you really enjoyed this. I thank you all for being here. It's really wonderful to see you, to learn from you too. And we are just building on these wonderful different lives. I have I have the next 3 weeks listed on the website. So you can check in, you can sign up to be reminded. We're always sending you reminders also on the app and also via newsletter and text message. Make sure you sign up for those too. So you'll be in on all of the latest and the greatest new products that are coming out. I'm working very hard for you this year. I'm very excited, and we have some great announcements coming up. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Make it wonderful. I'll see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m. And until then, I'll see you later. Bye.